Okay, I'm going to walk through the step-by-step process for creating a new campaign in Twain. And for this example, I'm using a different business that I run called The Vault. The Vault is different to my consulting work as this is a digital resource for fractional executives, consultants, and service-based business owners. But in the example for this campaign, I want to target a list of fractional CMOs that I built using LinkedIn and exported from my LinkedIn search. So I need to go into Twain, and because this is a different persona or business, I might want to just create a different folder, and I'm going to call the folder The Vault because that is the business that I'm creating this campaign for. And now I'm going to create a new campaign, and I need to go through the steps of adding in my persona. So I need to create a new persona because I don't have the persona in here, and I am going to do the manual setup. So the persona name, so fractional CMO. And just to speed things up, I've created the ideal client profile, the problem, the status quo separately. So I'm just going to paste these in here, but you'll see those as I paste them in. The way that I actually created this, if it's worth noting, is I took the output of the other persona for the agency owner, and then I added it into ChatGPT and said, just create me the the persona details using this format. I tweaked it a little bit when I got the results, and that gave me everything I needed. So I'm going to call the Vault. And then also, I've got some social proof here as well. This was from one of the early users of the Vault. So I'm going to 25% ROI. I know, in fact, he's actually got more ROI now. But yeah, okay. So this is my persona. I've added in all of the details, and I'm going to click Save Persona. So now I choose Fractional CMO, and I'm going to continue. So with the leads, I've got the lookalike, the lead list, or the manually add LinkedIn URLs. But because I've already got the lead list and I've saved it to my desktop, I can just select it here, click open, and enrich leads. This is the link, the column that I need to map it to. And there's 42 leads here. So I'm going to click continue. Now, outline your trigger idea. Specify why you're reaching out to prospects. Again, this is such a powerful feature of Twain because a lot of people, when it comes to outbound, they don't really know what angle or what trigger they should be using to reach out. So I can describe my own idea or use generate. So I'm going to use generate to pick an idea. So it's going to come up with some suggestions here. Now, these might not be true. I might have to create the asset or create an event or webinar, but we'll see what comes up once it's generated these ideas. So I can offer a complimentary portfolio review for fractional CMOs. I can share an insightful white paper. I can invite them to join an exclusive webinar. So I'm actually going to invite them to join an exclusive webinar. However, I'm going to change the topic of the webinar here, but I can do that later in the sequence. Now I need to configure my sequence. So do I want Twain to do this for me, or do I have a customized sequence? If I go to customize, I can simply add in the different steps that I want. I'm going to use the customize feature. Twain will automatically create an email, a LinkedIn, or use both. So I can see that there. And what it does here is because step 1 is LinkedIn, step 2 is email, step 3 is also email. I'll use this for now, but I'm going to change my trigger. So invite to join an exclusive webinar showcasing step-by-step outreach strategies. I've already done that one. So what I want to talk about is invite to join an exclusive webinar, walking through how to structure a discovery call and follow-up to close more deals and feel confident. This is, I know, a challenge that a lot of fractional CMOs face. So fractional CMOs, typically, they know how to market, so they don't usually struggle with generating demand, but actually closing those deals is often new to them. So this is now out of date. So I just need to click update, and it's out of date because I changed the webinar topic. And now we can see step 1 for Jenica. Jenica's information is up here. I can see more information about the location, the job title, her website, company, and then also the challenges, the tasks, the focus, and the skills. Now, I do a lot of work with companies who don't have this depth of understanding about the different challenges of the personas. So you can use this in your wider marketing efforts by uploading a list of prospects which are similar, they match the persona that you're looking for, and then look at the different challenges, the skills and responsibilities that they have to then inform your content strategy for the future. So that was not why Twain was built, but definitely can be used for that. So we can see here that we've got just reaching out to invite you to our exclusive webinar on structuring discovery calls and follow-ups for closing deals confidently. So it's kind of taken what I've written and put it in a better structure. Fractional CMOs often connect with us as they look for strategies. Okay, so I'm going to change this now, and I've got a few different options for changing the email or the message here. So first of all, I can go in here and change the channel, but I'm going to keep this one to LinkedIn. The use case is a connect, introduction, or follow-up. This is going to be an intro, and the framework is relevant. So if I hover over this, the relevance says use leads info to create relevant personalization. Now, because I am inviting them to an event or I'm offering something, I'm going to use offer. So I'm going to click update, and this is automatically going to regenerate the message just for Jenica. You'll notice that I haven't enriched the other leads just yet. But so it says, hi Jenica, when referrals aren't enough, keeping a steady client pipeline can feel exhausting. Many find relying on sporadic content leaves them uncertain. So this doesn't connect to the discovery calls. So I'm going to click select, and in the chat down here, change the message to focus more on. Now let's see if that works. So it's now going to change the instructions, and you can see here it's already automatically done this. So when discovery calls don't lead to consistent clients, it can disrupt the flow of high value opportunities. Many fractional CMOs face challenges in positioning themselves for these calls, often finding that their strategies don't convert effectively. I'm reaching out because our upcoming webinar covers structuring these calls to close more deals. Maybe I want to add a bit of social proof. Remember, I mentioned in my persona that one particular client generated 25% ROI. So I can use the chat again to go down here, click step 1, and then add in social proof to this message. So it should pull through the social proof. Let's have a look. No, it didn't put it through. So I might have to be more specific. So step 1, add in the social proof that one client generated 25 times ROI and closed 2 deals after the training. So let's see if this adds it in for us. So it pulled that through. I can spend a bit more time tweaking this message now. But let's just say I want to I like the informal approach, so I'm happy with step 1. Step 2, I'm just going to change this to LinkedIn. This is going to be a LinkedIn only campaign. This second message is going to be follow-up, and I'm going to use a nudge framework. So let's update the message here. Jenica, did I miss something when I assumed you might be interested in structuring more effective discovery calls? I think for me, that's a little bit, I don't know, passive aggressive. So I might want to change the tone to be creative. Let's have a look. Jenica, I might be mistaken in thinking, I'm going to see if I take the length down to just a sentence or as short as, did I misunderstand your goals? Okay. Let's see if I can change this slightly. So make this more soft and lead with us. Let's see if this works. So I'm not 100% happy with this. So I might need to just create my own framework, and that's totally reasonable. So soft follow-up. Now, what is it that I actually want to say? So hi name, would you be interested in joining a webinar for fractional CMOs where we discovery call. So really what I'm doing here is like restating what the point of the webinar is. So hopefully Twain will pick up on that structure. So hi, so greeting and call to action. Cool, save framework. Now let's update that. I may want it to change or rename this to be webinar soft follow-up, but hey Jenica, would you like to join an exclusive webinar crafted for fractional CMOs, guiding you through structure and discovery calls and how to follow up to close deals confidently? Perfect. Okay, it's as short as I want it, and I am happy with that. Let me just delete this step because I'm just going to do a two-step sequence for LinkedIn. And now I can create all of the copy for the other leads in my campaign. So if I just look here at Victoria, nothing has been generated for Victoria here. So I'm just going to manually generate the message here. So this is going to write a specific message to Victoria, which is a similar framework, is the same framework and tone, but it's going to change it. So, hi Victoria, relying only on referrals can make finding steady clients tough, and it's even harder when sales don't feel natural. That's great. That's great copy. So you can see here for Jenica, many fractional CMOs find that relying on referrals alone doesn't provide a steady client flow, leading to uncertainty. So you can see it's saying the same thing in just a slightly different way. It's common to feel awkward or lose time on approaches that aren't successful. I'm inviting you to a webinar to help structure discovery calls, so closing deals becomes more confident. So maybe if I can change this, so change. I'm not sure if I can change it this way. So let's see. Change to. Let's see if it handles that. Oh, I put it in the wrong one. Okay, that was my mistake. But it did update it here. Just for the purpose of this video, let's say I'm very happy with the copy. I do spend a bit more time tweaking the copy and making it right. I always like to see how the copy looks across 1, 2, 3. Usually I generate 5 different sequences just to see what these different variations look like. So I'm clicking on these and it's going to enrich Jess now. It's looking at her LinkedIn profile and pulling out data that it can use to personalize this message. That's great. Awesome, fractional CMO. So this one is Nick. And you can see that I'm able to mention fractional CMOs and know with 100% accuracy that these are fractional CMOs because I built the list of just fractional CMOs. But this all looks great. I would spend a bit more time on the copy, but now I can export all the leads. Now, because I don't need to email these people, these are just going to be for sending messages on LinkedIn. I am going to generate the rest of them. So there's 41 leads in total and I've got 37 left to generate. So that's going to cost me 37 credits. And now this is automatically going to enrich the profile and then generate the personalized message for each lead. Now I can, if I was using email for this, I could send this at scale without needing to worry about spin tax. And it's definitely going to help with deliverability because every message is unique, because it's using frameworks to adjust the message per the prospect. Depending on the size of your list, it might take around 1 or 2 minutes to generate the copy. Obviously, if you have 1,000 leads in here, it's going to take a little bit longer. But any second now, we'll receive a notification to say that our export is ready. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so I've got a notification here saying that my generation is complete, and I've also been emailed the message to emailed the sequences to my inbox. I can import it directly to Instantly, Lemlist, or Smartly. There will be more integrations coming soon. But in this example, I just want to open it up in Google Sheets. So if I click Google Sheets, it's going to open a CSV, which I can then add to my drive. So now this is loaded, and all I put in was the LinkedIn URLs of my prospects, but I've got their name, their first name, their last name, their title, headline, responsibility, focus, challenges, highlighted skills, all of this information. And then I've got their messages here. So it's pulled in the first name of the prospect, and I've got uniquely generated messages for each of my prospects. Now, I might want to do this manually myself on LinkedIn. I could be working with a virtual assistant who I could send these messages to, or if I'm using a LinkedIn automation tool, I could also load it in as a campaign there. So that is how you go from creating a fully personalized prospecting campaign, whether you want to use email or LinkedIn from scratch. First of all, focusing on the persona, picking a trigger, importing the leads, generating the copy, and then finally exporting the 100% personalized copy to a CSV.